Filming from GenCon 2015, here's Mark Arnaudo at the booth of Fantasy Flight, where a new game is being presented and demoed. The game is Samurai. There is the cover of the demo copy, and the game is being held by Travis from Fantasy Flight, who has agreed to tell us a little bit about the game. Thank you, Travis. So what is Samurai about?
So Samurai is a territory control. You're vying for the control over 3 different factions. The military, the religious faction, and the agricultural faction. You will be placing tiles to gain control, and once the territory is controlled all the way around, then you vie for who actually has the highest points to control that specific piece. Ultimately, you're trying to gain control over 2 different factions. If there's no majority control, then there is a tiebreaker for whoever has the rest of the pieces, the best control over the other territories.
And here's the board, which appears to be a modular board.
It is a modular board.
Can you build it in different ways from game to game?
It is actually modular in the sense of the board expands to be appropriate for anywhere from 2 to 4 players. So in this section here is the 2-player board.
Got it.
And you add that one for the 3rd player and this one for the 4th player.
Got it.
So the game does scale very well between 2 to 4 players. Typically you see a game that's 2 to 4 players. It does not typically do as well with 2 players. This one does great. It scales perfectly. I've had some of my funnest games in 2-player only, so it does very well in that regard.
Can you give me a general sense of how the turn structure works, the actions that the players take? I see some secret screens there, or they just player references. So can you give me a little more information about the mechanics?
Yes, so they are screens to hide your available actions. They are also player references. Each player has a set of tiles to pick from. Each tile, you can kind of see a handful of them over there, as well as the player screen here. These are all of the tiles that are available to each player, so everyone knows what is available to draw from, but you do not know what your current hand is. So there's a little bit of a secret mechanic to that. On this side, they are single faction control pieces. Each single faction control has 3 of each in various quantities. On this side are the universal control. They have equal control over all 3 factions. These 2 are unique pieces that have a little bit of a strategic element in changing up the board as it's being played. The turn structure is you typically place 1 tile. However, there are a couple tiles that can be played as fast actions, so you can play as many of those as you want during your turn as well. Once you have played your 1 tile or multiple, then you determine if a piece has been completely filled up for control, like this, and then you determine who has the majority control over that piece. And then the piece goes to the victor. And that's the entire game, actually. The mechanics are very simple, but the strategy is very complex.
Yeah, it does seem to have a good balance between simple mechanics and potentially deep strategy. I say potentially because I haven't played it yet, but it does look like it goes in that direction. So thank you, Travis. This is Samurai, new release from Fantasy Flight at GenCon 2015. Thank you again, Travis.
My pleasure.